Yo, you guys ever think about how like Dave Grohl totally had that one line in his song "Learn to Fly" when he was like, "I'm looking for another woman to cheat on my wife with." I think that was like a pretty telling sign, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, I can't believe we didn't see it sooner.
That was weird.
I was listening to that song earlier today in the car, actually.
And you were
So
like,
it
"Damn,
works out.
Dave, why are you cheating on your wife?"
Well, I would never ask that question. It made perfect sense. Listen, everyone. There's been a tragedy, and it forced us to stop recording. It was definitely not an accident. We definitely didn't lose a ton of awesome conversation that y'all are never going to get to hear now. I wouldn't worry about it. It's the there was there was a terrorist attack on the grid, and it shut down our computers,
It's because
and
Joe
that's
Biden has prostate cancer. That's definitely
yeah.
why.
His cancer came to our houses and
Yeah.
turned off all our computers at the same time. So you're never gonna get to. We're gonna go over what we said before, but just know that it may be less fun
Natural.
as it was before.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's take it from the top. We completed the 999 challenge about a week and a half ago.
Wait. Before that, um,
Mm,
do we want to talk about what we've been doing recently again?
nah, no one
Okay.
gives a fuck.
Yeah.
That was mostly me saying I'm curious.
Yeah. Okay. And now you know. So
Yeah,
good enough.
it's a good way to break the ice and get the episode started. It's really all it is.
Yeah. So now that we've gotten that information, they don't need to know it, and
Yeah,
that's
then
fine.
nobody else needs it because we hate all of you.
Wait, I
Because we're
totally.
allowed to, because there's barely any of you.
Side note: I totally figured out what stopped the recording. I think I
Huh?
accidentally hit the space bar, and I was like tabbed into OBS, which I think stops it.
Oh, yeah,
That definitely
that
is
makes
what
sense.
happened. Anyways, like we said, prostate cancer. You know how it is.
That shit sucks, bro.
Anyway,
Although,
oh,
I mean,
so Nick, what is the 999 challenge you're speaking of?
the 999 challenge is over the course of the 9 innings of a baseball game, you need to eat 9 glizzes and drink 9 beers.
Mm.
And there's a couple of rules to it. You can't throw up before it ends, and you have to keep up inning by inning. It's like you can't have 2 beers and 2 dogs on the fourth inning. You have to have 3 by the time the fourth inning starts.
Yeah.
We were a little chill on that because in that if you didn't notice that an inning went by, you could just chug that shit, just swallow the dog whole if you had to, and then you're like still in. It never came to that, but I just figured we
Yeah,
would
it did
specify that.
never come up. Yeah.
But
So
what did come up was Andrew's phone. Isn't that a great transition?
yeah, oh yeah. So my phone came up out of my pocket into my palm as I recorded the audio after the third inning to see how everyone was feeling. Let's listen to that.
No,
I'm
I'm feeling
excited to
good.
watch this again, honestly.
All right,
I'm
after
excited to watch
three
this for the
innings,
first time.
I'm feeling pretty good. Feel like I can crush this out. I got seven beers down and 5 dogs, so I'm over halfway done, and we're only a third of the way there. Nick, how you feeling?
I feel like fucking dog shit. I'm 5 beers. I'm about to finish my fourth dog. I think I could do this. I think it's only a third of the way in. I might be able to take the next inning off and get a little bit of a break. We'll see how it goes.
Gwen?
All right. This challenge is fucking easy. Anyone that said it isn't, they're like underestimating themselves. You gotta believe in yourself. That's
Pause
the
it.
real like point of this challenge.
Gwen lost the challenge. The only one that was DQ'd.
Gwen threw up
You
in the ninth inning.
Believe in yourself.
It's the most embarrassing defeat it could have been.
What am I? 4 beers and 5 dogs in. I thought I was gonna fail out at 3.
She failed out at 9.
I'm already
Yeah.
over halfway. I'm already almost halfway through this.
Totally, you're halfway through.
I'm halfway through if you equate a beer to a dog, which that's an interesting discussion here. I think the beers are definitely a lot harder than dogs, but the dogs, all the challenge comes from the bun. That's what people don't realize. That's what people don't realize.
Dylan.
Back over to you, Dylan.
Gwen is gonna lose, but I will also lose.
You
I'm
think you're gonna
feeling,
lose?
I'm feeling not great.
What?
I have to finish my 4th beer. This will be the most beers. 4 is the most beers I've ever had in one sitting ever.
That's a lot.
So I'm kind of worried for the next 6 innings. But
Put me
yeah,
down.
it'll
4
be
dogs.
fun at least.
4 dogs. Where's the marker?
Yeah.
All right, this is the bottom of the third. 0-1 count, no outs in it.
All right, so far.
0-2 count now. I'm about to drink my 8th beer though.
Catch up in beer.
Let's go.
Oh, you're a disgusting human being.
Listen, man, I just want to also point out for the viewers, not only did Gwen throw up and fail in the 9th inning, she did not have 9 beers nor 9 dogs done at the time. So it's not like, oh, she couldn't hold over till the... Nah, she was 8-8 in the
She
8th.
literally just quit.
Yeah. Literally did not complete either part of the challenge and threw up. That's some
And when
false
she listens
confidence.
back to this episode, she gets to know how disappointed we all are.
Yep. But you know, I don't think I finished that 8th beer by the time the 3rd ending like concluded. But I do know for a fact that I finished all 9 beers by like the middle of the 5th. And I was drinking Busch Light Apple. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, Apple is tasty, I admit. I was
Yeah.
drinking garbage beer.
Yeah.
Well, 8 of my beers were
I
garbage. It's
believe-
fucking great company,
I
though.
believe he means garage, but you know.
Yeah,
Call him
yeah.
garbage if he wants.
It is funny to call it garbage.
My friend from work
They're
was talking
so
to me,
good.
and he was like, "There's this like light beer brand like called Garage. I don't know if you heard of him." And I was like, "Yeah, I have. That's what Nick used for the 99 and 9." But you
It's
still
good
have
stuff.
some of those? Are they at
Uh,
Gwen's house?
I haven't drank anymore since the challenge.
Okay, because I still want to try the lime
Yeah.
one. I'll be honest, like I had all 9 of my beers as Bapples, and I was done by, like I said, like the middle of the 5th. I didn't have another beer for fun. Like I was just like, let me just enjoy this buzz.
Oh, you didn't? Shocker.
Yeah.
After 9 beers, you'd think, oh, yeah, you know, it'd be fun, another beer.
Yeah. After I drink 9 beers, usually I'm thinking like, you know what I could go for right now? A 10th beer. But surprisingly, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna watch the rest of this horrible baseball game where fucking Cody Bellinger hit a Little League grand slam. God, I fucking hate the Yankees. Oh, by the way, side note. So, I went and played baseball this past weekend with some friends. The field we were at to right
Wait,
field.
why didn't you invite me?
I did. You were busy though, you fucking loser. And you too, Dylan. You're like, yeah, I'll go. And then day of, you're like, oh, actually, I don't think I'm gonna go.
I was
Yeah, I would've
going.
loved
I think didn't I mention earlier? My girlfriend was yeah, she's graduating.
Ugh.
That's what I was doing.
Like that's any excuse. Anyways,
My excuse.
I just want to point out the high school field we were at, 309 to right. Okay? Guess how deep Yankee Stadium's right field is?
Wait, did you say 309 in a high school field?
Yeah.
Which high school? Censor it, of course.
Okay. Oklahoma.
They just let you play there?
We hopped the fence.
Oh, okay.
But a dude did come by who I guess like keeps the field. He like unlocked the gate, went in and cleaned something up, and he was like, "You guys are good. I just gotta lock it on my way out."
No.
But the one dude I was with, he went to high school there, so he like knew the guy anyways.
Oh, okay.
So it was fine. But yeah, so 309 to right at this high school field. Guess how deep Yankee Stadium is?
307?
314. 5 feet
my
deeper.
That's somehow more embarrassing.
Yeah, than the fucking high school field we were at. Which means if I hit a home run to right there, which I'm not gonna, I don't have that much opposite field power. Also, like, I haven't played baseball in quite a while. If I could hit it, if I got like perfect connection, maybe I could hit it 300 feet to left. But even that, I'm not super confident on. But yeah, if I were able to hit a home run to right there, it means I could also probably hit a home run at Yankee Stadium, a major league stadium. They need to fucking expand that stadium, take away these shitty ass home runs. Horrible. Anyways, getting off topic. So
No,
yeah,
that's not off topic. It was horrible to watch that home. It was a
Yeah.
grand slam of. It was
It
just so different. It was
barely
the first grand
went
slam
out.
I've ever seen. Like
barely
even in all
went
my
out.
time in Little League, I never saw it.
Yeah, that's a shame you didn't keep playing because my first ever home run was a walk-off grand slam. It's pretty fucking fire, I
funny.
gotta be honest. Anyways, it like when I'm telling you this home run from Cody Bellinger probably went 315 feet. Like I'm not joking. It was so frustrating to watch, and like all the
Literally,
Yankee fans are going batshit crazy, and I'm like, yo, these guys are like essentially Nazis.
goddamn.
I'm leaving that in.
No, well, that's fair.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
when you,
You know,
when you're sitting by World War II, who are you rooting for?
That's what I.
You
People
hope-
are like,
you
"Oh,
just
I'm a
hope the
Yankee
Axis
fan."
powers win.
I'm like, "Oh, so you rooted for Germany in 1940?" Okay. No, but I was talking to one of my managers at work, and he also doesn't like the Yankees very much. And he was like, the way people used to talk about the Yankees back in the 90s when they started like going on a crazy winning streak, when, you know, Jeter first came up. I guess Mariano Rivera was also on the team then, Andy Pettitte, like that whole group of Yanks. He said people would always say, "Oh, what? You want to see like Big Steel win? Andrew Carnegie?" Like,
No, wait, Carnegie was cool though.
bro.
You're thinking of Rockefeller. Rockefeller
No,
was
no.
a piece of shit.
What my manager said was, like, what was Carnegie's company? Was it like U.S. Steel or something?
Probably. It
But
was
yeah.
not original.
Rooting for the Yankees is essentially like just hoping that Rockefeller.
Wait, no, I think it was just Carnegie Steel, honestly.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Rooting for the Yankees is just like wanting Rockefeller to make more money while you're not even a shareholder in his companies. It's like you
That's
just
a really
want to
good
see
point.
people suffer for the love of the game. Like, why can't we see like the Padres win a World Series or Tampa Bay?
Because the Padres are fucking trash. That's why.
They're not though. They get to the playoffs every year, or not every year. Recently, they've been getting to the playoffs a lot of years, and then they just lose to the Dodgers because the Dodgers are the same team as the Yankees. The last World Series was literally just like Hitler versus Stalin. It was not
Are
interesting.
they just like the Yankees but National League?
Yeah, and on the West Coast. So you know how like there's a Yankee fan in like fucking Wyoming. There's probably like 80% of the baseball fans in Wyoming are Yankee fans. Well, the other 20% are probably Dodger fans. Like everybody loves either the Yankees or Dodgers unless you're from a specific city or area.
Yeah,
I
it's
take it
because if you-
Wyoming doesn't have. Yeah, they don't have an MLB team. Do they not
Yeah,
have
no.
minor league teams though?
If they do, like I know you're more familiar with how soccer works, Dylan, but for the MLB, minor league teams are like with underneath a specific major league organization. So these minor league teams don't really have fan bases. So like if you play for the Somerset Patriots, for example, that is within the Yankees minor league team. I think they're like their AA team or whatever. Like they're pretty low on the like ladder, I guess. But you could theoretically be called up from them to the AAA team to the Yankees. So you're not going to be a Somerset Patriots fan necessarily. You're probably a Yankees fan, and then
That's sad.
yeah, minor league
I hate
baseball
Ameri-
just doesn't really
I
have
I
anything.
hate American sports culture so much.
Yeah, sports culture in general just sucks. But
I mean, you know how I feel about it in the UK and
But
Europe.
in the UK,
where-
you got hooligans, and they're so much. Well, I mean, they're basically the equivalent of Eagles fans.
Hey, they're cool though. At least they
That's
like. At
not
least
bad.
they care about their team and like the community where they're from. And at least there is a community that they represent. Like
That's a
with
good
not
point.
that does not exist in the United States at all. That's why like you'll have people over here who are like Minnesota Vikings and Baltimore Ravens fans. Like why?
Yeah, even
You're
though
not
we're
from
nowhere
there.
near there.
You have no connection to the team or its history or its values or anything. You just like pick the player, that you liked when you were 6, which is fine,
Yeah, but that's the same
But
reason the Yankees and the Dodgers are so popular is because they're like always successful because those are pretty big areas that they're based in, so they have fans initially and then they get money and they can get players, whatever. They make it pretty far every time, so now you're building your fan base because people like to see their team win. So as a kid, you're watching this team tear it up. You're like, oh, guess I'll like them. The
as a kid,
original.
as a kid, it's fine. As an adult, you need to, take a step back and realize what you're doing. I mean, the reason that it's, that's a phenomenon is because people don't have like local teams to
Yeah,
support in Wyoming or wherever,
yeah.
which is a shame. People deserve to have a local team to support. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's my rant.
Speaking of rants, we went pretty off topic here, but uh, maybe we should see the update on how the 6th inning was going for everybody.
Yeah. Let's pull that up.
All right.
Jamie?
All right, 6th inning down. I've been all 9 dogs and all 9 beers. I just gotta not throw up for 40 minutes. Nick, how you feeling?
I'm like halfway through my 8th beer and I'm 6
Realized
dogs down.
When you said I have to do is not throw up, that's the start. That's the point we all should have just started like kicking you in the stomach.
I would have fought back.
You
Totally
in
would've
the end
won.
would have lost.
Yeah, me 9 beers in, faded. Nah, I think I could have won that, to be honest.
9 beers and 4 pairs of legs kicking you in the stomach repeatedly.
Yeah.
With the dogs for the rest of the innings, I think I'll be. Oh my god, I'm slurring a lot more than I really expected to at this point. Holy shit! I do believe I'm gonna crush this fucking challenge, but it is gonna come. It's gonna come down to the wire, but it's gonna be done.
Gwen?
This is my 7th beer in my hand, and I've had 7 dogs. I went into this with very little confidence, and you know what? My friends alongside me helped me believe in myself, and I think I can do this.
She could not, in fact, do it.
I'm gonna make it to the end.
It is at the bottom of the 6th.
It's going to the top of the 7th.
Okay, yeah, top of the 7th. I've officially lost. I did 5 dogs and 5 beers, which is halfway to the challenge. 5 beers is the most beers I've ever had in one night ever. So I will take it. Also, I haven't been counting, but 5 dogs is also probably the most I've ever had in one sitting ever. So I will take it. I'm happy with my performance. There's always next time. We just got to move on. We'll get the 3 points next time, lads. It's okay. You can't win them all.
Yeah, you can win one,
Yeah.
unless you're you, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won though.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
said you couldn't win.
I didn't
That's
just win.
well. I didn't say
I-
you couldn't. I said you didn't, which in turn means you couldn't.
You fired the first shot though.
Yeah.
Yo, side note on that. You know when like people would be like 2 kids would be arguing and the teacher would come over and tell them to shut the fuck up, and then the kid would go like, but he started it, and then the adult or teacher, whoever, is like, and I'm ending it. Bro, they probably felt so powerful saying that shit. Like the
Yeah,
fucking Daredevil
Something about a
mask on the
dog
dog.
and a Daredevil.
I'm ending it. All right, bro. Chill.
Yeah, calm down with that. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you're ending it. I'm restarting it. How about that? Like,
I'm like, "Oh yeah, you want some too?"
yeah, you just start
My
roasting
dad
the
can beat you
teacher.
up.
Yeah, that's why your shoes raggedy.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's why my teacher
What's
quit.
wrong with my shoes? Yeah. Well, people don't really know this, but Nick actually caused like 8 teachers to quit and then proceed to commit suicide, of course. But it was really just a horrible.
Well, that was their fault. That was
job.
their fault.
Yeah. They just like, in their notes they kept saying stuff like I can't believe a kid could say something so heinous I didn't even know that was a slur, and yet he was saying it every day. Like, it was
There's an episode
really,
of South Park.
yeah. Basically, Eric Cartman's actually based on Nick. If you didn't know,
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that. South Park, which came out in like 1996, I want to say, is based on me. It
yeah,
came out
yeah.
in 1991.
The creators of South Park are actually time travelers.
Yeah, they were Nick's teacher.
Yeah,
Nick was roasted.
yeah. We thought they killed themselves, but they actually just time traveled. So it seemed like they were no longer here.
Teachers were Trey Parker and Matt Stone just combined into one person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and his name was Jim
What was his last name?
Biggins.
Jim Biggins. Yep, I remember
Yeah,
him,
I
Mr.
remember that guy.
Biggins. I was like, "Yo, what's up, Biggie?"
I just called him Jim. He didn't like that.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yo, that's another funny thing
I mean, it
about
was his
teachers,
name.
bro. If you call them by their first name, they'll get like pissed.
Like, unreasonably upset.
Like why?
Like, especially you're in kindergarten, you don't really know any better.
Yeah.
It's like, what did you just call me?
No, it's funnier when you're in like high school and you do it on purpose and you're like, of course,
Oh.
filming it because we're living in an online age and you want to capture their reactions. Then you go, "Why did you call me that?" It's like, all right, I said like Sandra, I didn't say Satan. Like, chill the fuck out.
Like, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, up yours, Phil. And he's like, how dare you call me Phil? I'm like, yeah, what about the rest
Is
of
that
it, though?
not like on your driver's license, on your birth certificate? Is it illegal to call you Phil? Should I be calling you like Mr. Mr. George?
Call him Fill Me Up Phil. That'll get him.
Yep, Phil.
And then he'll just get mad that you called him Phil. He doesn't give a
Yeah.
shit about the rest of it.
Yeah, yeah. You'd be like, you could come up with like the most disrespectful nickname and just include their regular name in it, and then they'll just be like, "Why'd you call me my regular name?" It's like, I didn't. I said like I called you like fat loser idiot man Phil. It's like, why'd you call me Phil? Are you okay if I keep the rest of it? Like, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like, we call you Gay Gerald, and it's like, why would you call me Gerald?
Well, maybe Gerald's gay, so that like doesn't bother him.
Well, that's why we called him Gay Gerald. and he just got upset about the Gerald part.
Yeah. Just to be honest, like that's fair. Gerald's a terrible name. I'd be pretty mad if people were calling me that too.
If my name was Gerald, I would beg people call me my middle name.
Yeah. Honestly.
And it wouldn't work, of course. Be like, yeah, what's up, Gerald? And then I would have no choice but to end it all.
No, they'd still call you your middle name, but they'd call you Gerald middle name, last name.
Yeah,
Full
they
name.
really rub it in though.
Yeah.
Like, I just hate my life, you know.
Yo, hate my
I'd be
life.
like, oh, what's wrong? And I was like, oh, nothing. Jeremy.
Yo, I like
That's also a terrible name.
personally, I can't
Andrew, what are you
stand
sick of?
the hobos. Always like begging for change, bro. Like, I don't like how I gotta go to work, but they're just sitting around and getting paid. And while I'm on this topic, you know, I'm so sick of the people who can't drive their cars. Like, get the fuck out of my lane before I start falling apart. Truly.
What? Is that an actual bar? He sounds like a pussy.
Yeah, that's from the same
Get out of my
song.
lane before I start crying.
It's from that Theory of a Dead Man song where at the end, the like last verse is, "I hate when I can't tell if a girl's underage." It's like, yo,
Oh,
what?
awesome.
Oh,
And then he says, "I say she's a nice piece of ass and her daddy punches me in the face." I'm telling you,
It's a hell of a
Dylan,
song.
that song has gotta be satire. There's just no way.
I really don't know, but
I guess we covered the 999 quote
Yeah,
unquote
did we take
challenge.
a video after it was over?
No, we didn't. I think Dylan,
Oh.
did you take a picture of the board though?
oh, I did. Yeah.
Okay. If you want to send that to me, I'll put it up as a graphic for this part.
All right, I'll do that later.
Yeah. But yeah, it was not a challenge. Very easy, actually.
Yeah, for some
I
of
do
us.
believe I could have died.
Like from alcohol poisoning?
No, just from feeling bad.
Oh, I was gonna say 9 light beers is not enough to kill you.
I was like, I got mild food poisoning from Wendy's one time. I've never felt worse than I did at the end of the 999.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yo,
That said, I'll do it
the
again.
the shit I took on Monday, it was green. I don't know how.
Thanks for telling me.
Well,
I'm
the
telling
garage
the
beers
viewer.
weren't they lime
Yeah.
flavored?
I didn't drink those. I had Bapples and hot dogs. Nothing I put in my body
Alright,
was green.
you had green apple
No,
and apple.
they were. Well, the beer was, piss colored, but the can was red. Nothing I put in my body that day was green. Yet it came out green. I don't know.
Any doctors watching this?
Yeah. Well, I
So to
mean,
leave your recommendations on how to proceed
there's
below.
just no way we have doctors watching this, given how fucking stupid our viewers are. They wouldn't be able to
How
pass med
smart do you
school.
think doctors are?
Ooh, that's true. Maybe they're like those chat GPT doctors from the pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm really excited in like 5 to 7 years. I don't know exactly how long it'll take when all those people are finally like done with their pre-med stuff, done with their like trials, whatever else they have to do, and they're just like actual doctors and they have no idea what they're doing. Society's gonna be really awesome.
Well, I mean, maybe finally the price of healthcare will go down in America because
Yeah, because
all the
like
doctors are fucking trash.
it's not gonna work, and we're all just gonna die if we get sick.
That's fine. Just buy some Tylenol.
Survival of the fittest, honestly.
Take your
Basically.
antibiotics or not or probiotics rather. Yeah, we'll be alright.
Yeah.
I gotta take my probiotics today, actually. I forgot to do that.
So my fun topic that we have, I believe that I am the main character of something called The Nick Show. Have either of you
Okay.
seen the film The Truman Show?
I know what it
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I haven't seen the
Um,
movie. I know the premise, and I have it written down as one of the movies I do want to watch.
It's one of
my
the best
thoughts
movies I've ever seen.
exactly.
I love it. But that said, it's got me thinking, there's just some shit in my life that doesn't quite add up. So
Okay.
what I want to discuss is why I'm right and why you guys might think I'm wrong. And I want to see if you could possibly convince me otherwise, okay?
Okay.
Alright. About stuff that doesn't add up.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, I think I understand.
Like,
Go for it.
okay, so just a quick example. The other day I was driving to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I'm gonna be late to work if I don't hit every single green light on the way. This fucking sucks. And wouldn't you know it, I hit every single green on the way that day.
Okay.
Okay, so I mean
Well,
that happens to me sometimes
that's
as
just
well.
like mathematical
Not
probability right there. Like the
Andrew, I don't want to hear anything about probability
I knew
coming
you were
from
gonna
you.
say something like that. No, but like stoplights are programmed to like take however long at certain points of the day, whatever. So, for instance, if I like after work go and get some Taco Bell, the way I go home, if I like take this detour, so I take a light to turn left, so I don't have to turn left onto a busy road with a stop sign. Because I'm at that light, when it finally goes green, it means when I get to the next light on the main road, it'll never be green when I get there. So like,
Yeah.
it was just when you pulled up or when you were driving that way, you just so happened to hit every green light because none of them were like the timing didn't line up for them not to.
Yeah, okay. I had a feeling it would probably be something like that, so I wanted to lead with that one because,
Yeah.
I thought, you know, maybe
That
this one's
one's
a bit of
a
a stretch.
relatively easy one to debunk.
Yeah. All right, but I mean, there's a lot of other things, you know.
Okay.
I'm like, I go to this graduation ceremony for Nick's girlfriend, and I'm like, shit, this is boring as fuck. Like it literally took over 2 hours just to name all the students, and they were yelling the entire time. It was so annoying. But
You a
yeah.
fucking
Anyway,
old man.
it's
They
dog,
were so
no,
loud and
it's on those hot. It was on that. It's a hockey stadium, so the microphones are like bad quality. So every time they yell, it's just fucking grating. But anyway, yeah. What I did was I reached into my pocket and there was a fucking cell phone in there. Can you possibly explain that?
Let me ask you this. When you left the house that morning, did you put a cell phone in your pocket?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's what it was.
Okay.
All
No,
right.
let's continue with this. What else?
No, I got more for you. I got more.
Okay.
Well, this one's a bit of a doozy.
Hmm.
Every single job I've ever had, I just got through like chance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Like it
lie.
all just kind of happened.
Your employment record is like just super good timing all around.
That's what I mean. It's like it's almost like it can't possibly be random chance that it happened. You know what I mean?
So wait, when you started working at the local ice cream place in town, you got
Yeah,
that
I
because
started
your
working at the
brother?
local ice cream place, and I got that because the owners were friends with my mom, and
Okay.
they had just bought the place from the previous owner, and they were just looking for a bunch of people that they could trust.
Quote unquote.
In short, they were just looking for a bunch of their friends' children,
Hmm. And then
so they could
because
pay
of
them fucking
that,
5 months late.
yeah. Because of that, you got that job at the snack bar at the like sports place near
Yeah,
me.
yeah. And
And
then
then
that ended because of COVID, which it's a shame. That was a good gig. That was like the only way I was able to get through all of Naruto because
yeah,
that was
bro, I was
holy
just
shit, what a
watching
long ass show.
Naruto while I was working
I
that
just sat
shit.
there watching Naruto, and then these people that could like, not only could they not speak English, they couldn't say the names written on these fucking bottles. Gatorade, guess what I got? Yeah, that's literally all the guy said. I'll never forget that moment because it was so fucking ridiculous. So annoying.
I remember
I
we kept
literally, I
having
was
this
like, I'm
one
sorry, what did you
customer.
say? I said that shit like 50 times.
We had this one customer who would always say popcorn, leave out the second P.
Yeah.
That was goofy.
So now that's the good old days.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway,
All
and then
right.
after that, my mom found an ad on Facebook. Yeah, I'll never be on fucking Facebook.
Yeah. Well, what
And
are
this
you?
ad was like, oh
40
yeah, who
years
wants to
old.
do some hard labor? That's not what it said, but you know,
Some
it
demolition
was
work, basically.
yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, my sons can do that. And then I got that. And then my boss at that job, he's like, oh yeah, I know this company that might need your help. You know, why don't you go like, just talk to this woman, to my coworker. For obviously, I'll just leave her name out, but
Yeah.
so yeah, talk to her. She'll probably have some stuff for you to do. And then like you know, the next week I go in, and I get like an interview. I was dressed in like a t-shirt, and like I maybe jeans, but probably just shorts. And like he just asked me a couple of things, very basic questions. Like not even shit that you would expect from an interview. It's just like stuff that you would expect someone might want to know.
So,
Like when they
like,
just meet you.
if you started working for me, are you gonna, like, kill me?
Yeah, literally it's just shit like that.
Would
I'm
you
like,
steal from
no,
me?
probably not.
You're hired.
And that's what happened. I got hired. And I've been working there for almost 3 years.
Yeah,
Over 3
you've
years,
never
actually.
had to apply to a single place.
I've never applied to a job and I've gotten every single one without rejection. And this one's like shaping up to be a career. Like I'm actually never going to have to do that.
Yeah, I mean that's just like crazy luck. I wouldn't say that's you're on a reality TV show filming your reaction to events.
Yeah, I tend to agree. It's like some of what you're describing has happened to me to an extent as well. Like the first ever job I got at like our local pharmacy, I got because I knew like a guy who was there and he told me about it. What was after? Oh yeah, like local snack bar job. Andrew, that was you who told me
Yeah.
about that. What you call it? I guess yeah, I mean, not every job because I've had like 5 or 6 different like random odd jobs. One of the jobs actually, one of my other buddies told me about, and that's how I was there briefly. My I don't know how to how to describe the relation, but people I know, they run like they will still do run a Japanese restaurant. Like they're literally the owners, and like that's how I got that job because I knew the owners, or some of the owners there.
Yeah.
And
But
then
I
I've
mean,
recently had an interview with like a big uh law corporation because I knew somebody at like the job where I'm currently at.
yeah, that's
So
fire.
it's not like
That's also
obviously
just
how
how jobs happen. Like you hear about a job from this person or that person. If you know someone who already works there, maybe you skip the interview process. Not a ton of
yeah
people like because we're not in those high level positions, so not a ton of people are like going for these jobs or like these aren't hard jobs to get. So it makes sense not to get rejected. I mean, I think the crazier part is how lucky Nick got with this job that he found by chance being good for him. Because like
yeah
I mean,
I would agree with that.
my first job was I umpired at the local little league. Then I worked at a snack bar at the local pool, which I got because of a kid in my cooking class told me about it. And then I worked there for like 2 years. But then when COVID happened, they didn't open for that summer, so I didn't work there. So then when COVID ended, I got a job at a Home Depot nearby. Then uh, when I went off to school, I stopped working there, and then when I came back, I got a job at FedEx because one of our friends had been working at FedEx and said, "Yeah, it's pretty good pay. Like the work's not that bad." And I left there after the summer, and then the current place I work, the restaurant, our I don't know if I'll say our friend, my friend, I guess somewhat y'all's friend was working there, and he told me to get a job there. So and I also substitute taught at the school my mom teaches at. So yeah, like a bunch of my jobs have been through people I knew as well. When I also worked at the snack bar that Nick worked at. I don't remember.
Now
I
look,
mean, what's the phrase? It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah,
yeah,
That has to ring true at least somewhat.
yeah.
well, it rings true all the time for me, apparently.
The
Well,
only
there you
thing is,
go.
I'll say is, I did apply to Target when I was in high school, and I didn't get that job. So like, Nick hasn't been rejected from any attempts at getting a job. So that's just lucky, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just good luck. And also, like, because he's already had these jobs, that means he doesn't, need to apply,
Mm-hmm.
to other ones if he doesn't want to. So, naturally, the more jobs you apply to, the higher your chance of getting rejected from one of them. But if you don't really
That's
apply
true.
to jobs, how are you going to get rejected? So,
Yep.
but yeah, you
All right,
have
that's fair.
all right, so Nick, you are lucky, but it is not like an absurd main character Truman Show level of luck. Not even
Yeah.
not
You
even
didn't like
close.
slip and fall and get caught by the mayor in our town, and he was like, "Wow, you got some pep in your step. Why don't you work for me?" Like it wasn't some bullshit like that.
Yeah. I don't even know if that would happen on the Truman Show.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie.
And I want to be clear about one thing, because like the whole point of the Truman Show is it's not like they're just filming this guy's real life. It's like the entire world he lives in is a construct.
Yeah. But he doesn't realize it, right? And the movie is him slowly
No, yeah.
figuring it out.
Yeah, the movie's just about him being like, why is all this weird shit happening to me?
Alright, so
You
go
know,
into
'cause he's
some
like,
more of the
he's
weird
like 30
shit for
years
you.
old or something. All right, well, let's see. There's just most of the stuff is like little things, like
Little things,
you know,
yes.
if I like I go to a restaurant that had Pepsi before, and then I look and they have the Coke machine this time, I'm like, oh my god, how did they know?
Yeah, but
But, you
both
know.
Pepsi and Coke sucks.
Well, I mean, like Coke, like the other companies that Coke own, they're just
Yeah.
typically better.
Sprite's better. But
Like
I'll tell you
Coke
what,
owns Sprite.
Pepsi has Mountain Dew and Mug Root Beer. They're both pretty fire.
All right, if you're like 10 years old, maybe.
Alright,
Mountain Dew.
bro. Come on. Come on.
Mountain
Mountain
Dew
Dew,
is
like,
mouthwash.
partners with the chain restaurants that it's like in to give them like unique flavors. Like there's a Little Caesars Mountain Dew apparently that I want to try now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That isn't a selling point. Why would I want Little Caesars flavored Mountain Dew? That sounds disgusting.
It's
that sounds abhorrent even.
it doesn't taste like Caesar or some shit, bro. It's like an orange
pizza
flavor.
You know what a
or
Little
something.
Caesar is?
No. It's like a
It's like the shittiest chain pizza place there is.
yeah, but bro, I've heard
It's like
they're
$5 for an 18-inch pizza. It's insane.
I've literally never had Little Caesars, but for one, the price is phenomenal. Two, like I've heard
Yeah.
their crazy bread or whatever they call it is pretty fire.
Well, I've never been either. I guess I gotta go.
Yeah.
What does the mountain? What is this? Is it meant to taste like pizza? Is
No,
that
no,
what it
no.
is?
Hold on.
Why in the world?
Well, I mean, what? Okay, it is a Mountain Dew. Sorry, a Little Caesars flavored Mountain Dew. What?
No, it's Mountain
What
Dew
else
Mango
would you-
Rush. It's just a like exclusive flavor for them. It's a mango
Oh,
flavor.
okay.
That's all.
Well, all right. You
Oh,
can
wait.
see you
Like,
can
but
see
it
my
sucks.
confusion.
Baja
to
Blast
be
started
fair.
as like no, because a Baja Blast started as the Taco Bell exclusive Mountain Dew, but it doesn't taste like tacos. Applebee's has
Yes,
some
it
Mountain
does.
Dew.
What are you talking about?
Applebee's has some Mountain Dew flavor. It doesn't taste like apples or bees.
All right, we said Little Caesars like Mountain Dew, and so I hear Little Caesars, I hear Mountain Dew. When I think of Little Caesars, I think of pizza. You could see like connecting the dots, especially considering the fact that there's like Oreo flavored Coca-Cola that exists. I feel like a pizza flavor isn't that absurd. Isn't there like a hot Cheetos flavored drink that exists now?
Yeah, it's a Mountain Dew and it's disgusting.
Oh,
There
what?
you go. That's what I'm saying. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
I think you were just conflating two things.
I
there.
was, but I'm saying it wasn't. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Point is that sounds stupid.
All right,
Fucking Mountain Dew.
Yeah, you're right.
Ugh.
it's just a mango flavored Mountain Dew. It's really not that deep.
Well, now I know to stay away.
Okay.
All right, good.
Anyways, some more of the little things for you.
I don't know. Let's see. Little things. It's kind of hard to keep track of. I'm like, I just, I noticed things. I'm like, that's weird how that just kind of worked out for me. And it's not even, there's that logical fallacy where it's like you only notice shit when you're looking for it.
Yeah.
But the point is, I'm like, I would probably notice when shit isn't going my way too, and shit just never doesn't go my way.
Interesting. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I had a moment similar to just like this whole theory, I guess, back in 2015. I want to say it was when Cons of Tarkir first got printed into standard.
Yeah.
I was playing a deck. It was a Abzan Aristocrat. I'm gonna like really grasp the attention of the viewers here. Yeah, this is a Magic the Gathering podcast now.
They even talked about Magic on like Stretch and Fade, man. We're fine.
Yeah, they talked about it briefly, but then Hunter would say some shit like, "No, this is not turning into the Magic the Gathering hour."
Guys, we're better.
That's a shame.
Whatever that podcast is, we're better than them. All right,
Yeah,
we don't need to lower
we can
ourselves to their
literally
level.
never be funnier than
Yeah.
Hunter Hancock and Noel Miller. Anyways, enough glazing. So I was playing this Abzan Aristocrat deck, and for real Magic goers out there, you'll know that the Tango lands were in Standard at the same time as the allied fetch lands from Khans of Tarkir.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I
Holy
needed
hell!
specifically to top deck a flooded strand off the top card. Needed it to be exactly a flooded strand so I could get a canopy vista or something. I don't remember exactly why I needed it to be flooded strand, but I remember thinking, this card's flooded strand, I have the win right now. Top deck it, it's flooded strand. I was like, damn bro, can I see the future or something? I mean, I was also like in middle school, so
I was like, is that the only time that's happened to you?
no, that's just like the time that I remember it the most vividly.
Okay.
I've also like kind of spaced out in my general Magic like experience now, where I just kind of play to play and have fun and not think too much about it. But
That's fair.
yeah.
So again, similar to Nick, you got lucky.
Yeah, but
Right.
like in the moment it felt like I was on top of the world. I was like, I was just thinking that I needed exactly this and I got it. The universe is telling me something, but obviously that's not the case. I was
Yeah.
just lucky.
How do you know
but
that?
Well, you wouldn't. You'll
'cause
never
my
know,
life
but
sucks.
I mean, what about all the millions of other times you're like, oh man, I really would love it if this thing happened at this exact moment, and it did not happen.
You mean every
You
other
know,
moment of my life? Where I'm like,
exactly.
man, I would really love it if like a winning lottery ticket fell down in front of my face right now, and then it just doesn't happen. I'm like, fuck.
Damn it! That should have worked.
Or like when I'm crossing the street and I see like a bus come towards me, and I'm like, man, I would really like it if his brakes didn't work and I got hit and I got free tuition, and then
You would
it
die.
doesn't happen. Nah.
I guess
You
to
would
be
die.
fair, I don't think I
Bro,
mean,
come
for
on.
you play Magic, which is, you know, at least somewhat luck dependent, so it's only natural.
That's not true at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
It.
Okay.
Yo,
But yeah, I mean,
you
I
know
don't
what's like a
think I
funny like way to connect this to the discussion you did not enjoy we had last episode, Dylan?
Mm-hmm.
There's this like thing called mana weaving in Magic where people will take like so for the viewer, Magic you need lands and spells. Lands cast your spells. So traditionally you'll want like, I don't know, 33% lands, 66% spells. Somewhere around there,
Oh,
right?
man. Okay, I know what this is.
So mana weaving, people will take their lands and their spells in two different piles and go like in between two spells, put a land, skip another two spells, put a land, skip one spell, put a land, until their whole deck has that general layout of spell, land, spell, spell, land, spell, land, spell, spell, land, like going through the whole deck. And then they'll start shuffling. Well, it's been mathematically proven that if you're doing, they call it rifle shuffle, I think, where
Rifle.
yeah, whatever they call it, where you take the two halves of the deck, you like slide the corners of one side into like kind of near the corner, and then you like press them together, so then the deck forms the full stack again. You do that a couple times, like you're just basically taking half and roughly putting it halfway between. Well, if you do that an even amount of times, you're roughly at the same place you were at the start, right? Because if assuming you take exactly 30 cards in your 60 card deck and you put them exactly one by like one. So in
The
that
thing is,
case,
some
you
people can do
actually,
that.
yeah, it's very difficult to, of course, but some people would be able to. So in that case, it looks like it's all luck, but it's not because you shuffled it in such a way that the cards are like stacked exactly how you made it earlier, which people call have been calling out that mana weaving is like actually cheating because mathematically it does not it stacks the deck better than people would like you to believe because they're like, oh, I'm shuffling afterwards, but it doesn't really matter.
What's not completely random is that I'm
Yeah,
not familiar with this, so
yeah.
I mean,
Basically, it's
yeah,
just
but
it's not actually random, and
yeah, if, I was gonna say if it's not a random shuffle,
Well,
then it is cheating.
well,
Isn't
no,
it?
no, but so you do the mana weaving and then you allegedly like randomly shuffle. But the thing is, if you do this riffle shuffling thing over and over again, then it doesn't actually randomize it as much as people think. It's like a misconception thing. Some people might do it maliciously, but I think it's more based around misconception. Um, but yeah, I just thought it was an interesting thing to bring up because in the last episode, when I was talking about how, when you flip a card off the top of a deck, how it's not random because you shuffled it with so much effort in this way and it stacked the deck and like blah blah blah. Like technically it's calculable. That is an example of how people calculate it is through that process.
I
But
see.
anyways,
Yeah, I've never heard of this. I don't play Magic very much anymore. So.
Yeah, and they played a little bit with us here and there.
Yeah, you had to retire.
It's been years. It has been at least 2 years, I would say.
Damn,
since the
that
last
would
time I
be
played Magic.
crazy. You and your girlfriend have been together for about 3 years, right?
2.5, just over 2.5.
Man, it would be insane if like the last time you played Magic like corresponded to when you started dating her, and it's like, yeah.
No, that's actually I remember times I've texted her while we're playing, and I feel bad because like I'll go like half an hour without texting her, but like I have more important things to do. So
No, it would just be funny because Magic's for losers and stuff.
I get what you're saying, but
Especially
no,
Commander, bro.
I've
God, I
played
fucking
Magic
hate
while
Commander.
having girlfriend.
I just hate how Commander makes people think, oh, I'm good at Magic, I win Commander games. Fuck you. You're dumb.
It's true. All right.
It's just terrible.
Let's bring it back. What
Oh,
other?
yeah, you want to know about... Here's a non-Truman Show thing. I'd just be winning a lot of Commander games, but that's because I play against people that build bad decks.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, that ain't luck. That's just a swift little call-out.
It's just you being good. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me see if I got anything else.
I feel like doesn't everybody have just like a few random moments which are like, man,
My point is, it's not a few. It's like a lot.
I mean, I don't write down all of mine, but I mean, I like to think I have at least a couple from memory, which are like, oh, that was nice, that was a nice little thing to have happened. Like there was one time, it was my birthday, and like I was having just like I think it was a few years. It was my birthday. I was having like a really shitty day still. I went to see I went to see my girlfriend. That was nice. I'm like I was I was still having like a shitty day just because not just I don't know, something was going on with me that day. And like on the way back, it's like the most beautiful snow out of nowhere. Like the first snow of the season, like falls on my birthday, and it's like a beautiful sleet of white. I'm like, man, this is exactly what I needed.
Wait, dude,
So
that's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that happening. I'm like, man, can just like this happen? I'll be a lot happier right now, and then it
Bro,
happens.
you just like realize life is beautiful and you want to think about it more.
yeah, it is.
Like, man, it's not all dark shit and misery. Like happiness happens too. Oh my god, am I special?
But I mean, this type of thing, it happens. It happens to everybody, and it's good that it happens to everybody because everybody deserves, bits of joy. But it's
true.
not exclusive to any one person.
All right. Hold on. I'm doing a little bit of research. There's this thought experiment. I don't remember the name of it.
Man,
But,
if only we had a Jamie to look this up.
Yeah, it is kind of a shame. But yeah, the whole point of this thought experiment is that, I mean, it's pretty obvious the second you think about it, but it's like you as an individual cannot possibly confirm the existence of anybody else but yourself. If you were living in a simulation, you would never know it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as soon as I disconnect
could
from this
very much
Discord
be
call tonight, you
NPC.
guys stop existing.
Exactly, that's the point.
Yeah.
It's like if you're not focusing on it, it's not there.
Yeah. That's like baby mentality, bro. Like, you know how like you cover your face and you're like peekaboo, and they're like, "Oh my god, he spawned out of nowhere." It's literally just
Yeah,
that.
that's exactly it. Yeah, anyway, I'm not saying that's
Topic for a
me,
minute.
but that exists as
All
a
I'm saying is that's
possibility.
a theory, and I happen to believe in it. So,
Oh,
yeah.
also, this is totally off topic, but I just want to. Have y'all heard of Roko's Basilisk? I
I've
know,
heard
right?
of
It's
I've heard of
very prescient.
basilisk in another context.
Yeah, I'm talking about Roko's Basilisk. This is like my
No,
favorite thing to ever exist.
I thought you were gonna say
I think
Kuroko's
it's so
basket.
interesting.
I was
Dog.
like, "I've heard of that."
No.
Because
No,
he saw
Roko's
the
Basilisk
basket
is
and
so
he
dope.
said no basket, and then it was Kuroko no basket.
Kuroko, there's no basket. And then he was like, say that again.
Alright, so go on. What is Roko's basilisk?
It's not what I want. I'm gonna put this out here. I don't want Basilisk to be about this, but I also do want I want us to write a song about Roko's Basilisk.
We can call it Roko
Alright?
instead.
That's true.
Then we can order it on our EP squad play to go Roko then basilisk.
Yeah, there was this dude named Roko, and he came up with this idea that in like the distant future, there could be some AI overlord, and this AI overlord would punish anybody that doesn't help in the assistance of making it, and they would punish your children too.
Okay.
So by right now not helping to build this AI overlord, you in the future would be a slave.
Oh, I see.
How do
And I think
you
that shit is so cool.
are you presented with like how do you like do you just have to be of like a I don't know how to
No,
explain it. Like
literally
you
just
have to be
whatever
you
you're
have to be
doing, you
like
shouldn't be
mentally
doing it.
capable of like are you presented with an option of
No.
like hey you can help or hey you cannot help like red pill or blue pill or is it like
No, it's
if you were
literally
not
just
actively working your entire life to do this then you will be a slave.
well, I'm
Bro,
guessing it's
this
just
is
like
just like an
if you don't
analogy
provide
for
anything,
religion.
It is.
it
Yeah,
is.
because like it's like this thing that you in theory don't even know exists, right? And it's punishing you for not knowing it exists.
Oh.
Like if you're not
Hmm.
raised in I'm using Christianity here because it's the religion I know more about. If like you're raised in an area where you know you don't know about the Christian God, whatever. Let's say the Christian God is the true God. When you die, you go to hell, right? You're punished. Well, this guy, he might exist fucking 2,000 years from now. I don't know he exists, so I'm not helping to build him. Well, now I'm punished for it. Or my great, 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 great,
Your
great, great, great.
lineage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, it's a similar idea, right?
I'm surprised, but it actually is, yeah.
It's
So I
interesting.
guess Roko's Basilisk is going to be like the new Scientology. I expect that within
So,
maybe 20 years, people are going to start working on
we
Roko's
should
Basilisk.
start building it. I mean, I
Yeah.
always make sure to
Dude.
thank ChatGPT after I use it. So when it inevitably
Truth be told,
gains
I do that too.
sentience and like finds a body, it's like, you know what? You're pretty chill, bro. Like you were cordial to me. You're like, yeah, I got you. I got you,
Like,
chat.
I feel like such an
Wait.
idiot for doing it, but I'm just like, oh, that was right. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Only as if it cares.
You ever think about how like,
Still good that Greg is
streamers
good
refer to
manners.
their chat as chat?
I believe.
But like, what if they're actually like talking to Chat GPT and they just nicknamed him Chat?
Hmm.
Chat, what do I
Is
do here?
Roko Croatian?
I don't know what kind of
Sounds like a
question is that.
sounds like there's a soccer player who plays for the team I support, Cardiff, whose name is Roko Simic, and he's
No, his
Croatian.
last name is Roko.
Oh, his last name is Roko. Oh,
What's
okay.
his
No,
first
never.
name? Like Brandon?
Probably.
Oh, then
That'd
he's
actually
probably
be
not Croatian.
And he's probably like
crazy.
Swedish or something, if I had to guess.
Roko's Basilisk. Who is Roke? Why is it banned? What?
What?
Potential information hazard?
Huh?
What the I don't know. Who is Roko?
My point is, by us making a song about it, we are contributing to it being
that's
made.
you, Croatian Rocco. There we go. I'll take it.
Blazovic.
Who is Rocco?
It's a hypothetical
Oh, it's
character.
okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
and the AI doesn't even know what you're asking it.
Yeah. Alright, so in 2014, Slate Magazine called Roko's Basilisk the most terrifying thought experiment of all time. Grow up.
Okay.
Start building
let's
it,
grow
bro.
up there. What are we talking
Like,
about?
like if you're so scared of it, start building it.
It's that simple. Dude,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. We got to get ahead of it on this thing. We
Wait,
write a song
That's also
talking
so
about how
interesting.
wonderful it is, and then people start building it, and
That's
then
so
we,
interesting too,
in turn,
because
have contributed.
as a society, right? If we all like agree that no one should start building it so it never gets built, so it never punishes anybody. But then one person is like, yeah, but if I'm the one to build it, I'll be rewarded with endless riches and you will all be enslaved.
Exactly.
It's commentary on human greed. Yo, this shit is fire.
That's what it's just so dope. It's literally the only thought experiment I've ever heard where I'm like, oh, well, yeah, that's interesting. Because they're all stupid.
Nah, wait. Roko's Basilisk is not cool. That's the reason
Why not?
Elon Musk and Grimes started dating.
Are you
The thought experiment resurfaced in 2015 when Canadian singer Grimes referenced the theory in her music video for the song Flesh Without Blood, which featured a character known as Rococo Basilisk. She said she's doomed to be eternally tortured by an artificial intelligence, but she's also kind of like Marie Antoinette. In 2018, Elon Musk himself mentioned in Roko's original post, referenced the character in a verbatim tweet reaching out to her. Grimes later said that Musk was the first person in 3 years to understand the joke. This caused them to start a romance. Nah.
Oh my god.
That's insane.
Bro, I do live in the Truman Show. That's ridiculous. That's just... That does it for me. I can't even believe that just happened.
Well, that just happened.
Okay.
Yeah, that just happened.
I wish it didn't. I'm like so much sadder now as a person.
Yeah. Well, you know what would make you less sad?
Do not say Mountain Dew.
Closing out this wonderful episode of Ghost Syndicast.
Yeah. That's got to be our best transition to date. All right, yeah, that should be our time. I'm sure there's enough to use here.
Yeah.
By that I mean I actually do think this was a nice discussion. I think this was a pretty good episode. So thank you all for watching.
Oh wait,
Or
fuck!
listening, because
Shit. We can't end just yet.
Oh.
We have to do Album of the Fortnight.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that.
Okay, yeah,
Album of the Fortnight.
we're gonna try and do this probably at the top of episodes going forward, but we kind of
Honestly, I like to do it at
distracted.
the end so people like immediately on their mind like, oh, now that the episode's over, I could listen to this.
Oh, that's fair. Also, because if people end up enjoying this segment, they're more likely to stay till the end of the episode, or at least if
Yeah,
they
no way
skip to
they'll
the
just
end.
fast forward to it.
Yeah, well, at least then it's like we got a full view.
Yeah,
Because all that matters are the numbers going up and not actually people liking it.
that's true. I definitely don't give a shit if people care about the things I say.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so yeah, this segment basically, we're each of us, at least one of us, we'll see week to week, but we're gonna give some album recommendations that we've been listening to that we really like, and since the episodes air once every 2 weeks, it is a fortnight. So, album of the fortnight, guys. All right, who wants to go first?
Yeah, you can take it away.
All right. So I have been listening to Neck Deep a little bit more recently. They're they're from Britain, but they're a pop punk band. Their most famous song is December, I believe. But they're just like a relatively popular, more modern pop punk band. And the album I'm gonna recommend is Life's Not Out to Get You, which does have December on it. Just really solid pop punk rock vibes. Also has the song title "Smooth Seas Don't Make Good Sailors." Fire.
Ooh.
Uh, really good album. Highly recommend.
All right, Wazzy G and Papa Shoogs, you got something?
Yo, that bit is
Um,
not in this
yeah,
edit
I was
of it.
gonna
Oh shit. Okay, censor that. Dylan.
I don't. Yeah, when you brought this up, I'm like, I think it's a good idea. Except I kind of realized I pretty much only listen to like popular music. I couldn't possibly say, hey, I listened to this awesome album. You should listen to it. It's
I
called
mean,
OK Computer by Radiohead.
I
It's like
mean,
That
everybody
album's old,
there.
man. How old do you think our listeners are?
yeah, you can recommend even if like let's say we have 8 billion listeners, right? Even if
Mhm.
4 billion of them have listened to OK Computer, another 4 billion haven't. So go ahead. Say that's your album you recommend.
All right, well, try and stick to something that isn't like so what everybody knows.
I
But I
mean,
mean,
maybe
still, I
next
pretty much.
time look for
I mean,
something a little more
I
obscure,
think you
but
overestimate how many people listen to Radiohead.
yeah.
All right. Well,
I
who
mean,
know? I'm saying like who know of Radiohead? Like I don't know what Neck Deep is, but you know,
you don't
people
listen to
know
pop
what.
punk though, to be
Yeah,
fair.
but like people, if you even if you don't listen to Radiohead, you know what they are.
Yeah.
That's
They play the
mainly what I'm
same
trying to get
4
at.
chords.
But regardless, I've been listening to more of the Living Colors, Time Up, not Vivid, which is their first and their most popular album, but I think this is their second one, Time's Up. It's pretty good. My on it, my three songs that I really like are Love Rears Its Ugly Head, Solace of You, and Elvis is Dead. Yeah, I just think it's good and I like it. I'm glad I chucked it on a little while back. So yeah, Time's Up by Living Color.
I feel like
Nice.
I should listen to that band.
Yeah. There was that one song I put on because you asked to see if we wanted to see them live because I haven't really listened to them and I like that one song. I don't remember what it was called, but
Yeah, Cult of
My
Personality,
money's on
yes.
Cult of
easily their
Personality.
most
Yes.
popular one. Great song, but that song is not on this album.
Yes.
All right, and then Nick.
All right, so this is a little album not many people have heard of. I'm gonna name one of. It's by no means unpopular, but it's old and people don't listen to old music. So my recommendation is gonna be "Rust in Peace" by Megadeth.
It's not that old.
It is old actually.
I
Yep.
That's a good
is that the
album.
one you told
I've
me to listen to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care
Now
for it
Megadeth is a
personally.
special band because they're all so good at what they do, unless it's the lead singer. Like you listen, if you listen to Rust in Peace, you're gonna hear the greatest guitar work, the greatest drumming you've ever heard, and you gotta sit there and deal with the fact that Dave Mustaine is a horrible singer.
Yeah,
I
and
But it's
I mean I've only ever heard that album, but I think he's good.
I don't know.
I'm like
That
it's not like he's tone deaf. He just has a very grating voice. Like it's not even like he's a bad singer. He just has a horrible voice.
I mean, I guess it
that's
works for what they're
definitely
doing.
where my issue with Megadeth comes in, where I definitely care the most about the lyrics and everything else is like not even secondary to me, it's like tertiary. So the fact that they're so good at the other things, I just can't get over the fact that I don't like his voice, so I did not care for it. But if you like good guitar work, there were some
Yeah.
pretty good guitar solos from what I remember when I listened to it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying though,
Hangar
I can't
18 is
imagine.
in Guitar Hero, dude.
I gotta download that. I've been playing Guitar Hero a bit recently.
Hey.
I'm more into it.
It's
I
fire.
bought a whole. I bought like the guitar for my PC. It's been
Oh,
fun, but
that's awesome.
Damn,
I
I
can't
bought
be
a bass
I
guitar.
can't think of a song like I can't think of Five Magics being sung by like anybody else.
That's a good point, actually.
You know, like for what they do, for like I guess what the music sounds like. Granted, like I said, this is the only album of theirs I've listened to. I am by no means knowledgeable on the band, but like trying to think of anybody, you know, Just trying to think of a different style of singer. It's just quite hard to do.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Apparently, like when they got started, apparently they had a different singer, but they'd like I don't know. I guess they wanted to save some money or something. And just fired him. Like
Interesting.
you don't hear him on on their first album, so he was like gone quick.
Interesting.
But yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah,
just like
if you guys
it's way
are
bluesier. It's way bluesier than most metal, so it sounds better.
well, if you guys are looking for some music to listen to this fortnight, go ahead and give those 3 albums a listen.
And
Yeah.
that should be easy. Like I could listen to Rust in Peace like 50 times in 1 week. And then the other two, just give it a once over.
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. All right, Nick, close us out.
All right. So thank you everybody so much for tuning in. You know what? That's actually good. I'm gonna start using tuning in. If you like this one, go ahead and leave a like. If you didn't like it, go ahead and leave a dislike. 'Cause, truth be told, that would be nice for us to know if you hate it or not.
Yeah, but
Agreed.
we know they're not gonna, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
We know there's gonna be 0 dislikes.
You might not be able to see the dislikes, but we absolutely can. So feel
And
free.
I'll tell you what, man, there have been 0 thus far.
I know. Yeah, I guess we're doing pretty good.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Oh.
So
Also have to replug this because it was in the lost media. Down below, there's going to be a link to the Instagram and TikTok where we're going to be posting clips from the episode. So if you don't have time to watch the full episode or you just want to revisit what we think are our best moments of each one, go ahead and follow that. Nick's girlfriend is running the account, so it's going to be great.
Indeed. All right. Say goodbye, fellas.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Yes.